Hello, 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 and welcome to Married to Medicine, Season 9, Episode 14, Mountain Revival. It's a revival. It's a song that says it's a revival. I'm not gonna sing it, but I thought this would be the episode where we see the preacher yelling and shouting revival and everything, and it's not, but it's called Mountain Revival. Okay, it still was interesting. Let's get into it. All right, so it opens up with the group, excuse me, all eating separately. Interestingly enough, they had two separate tables, one for the women and one for the men. Why were they eating separately? Why were they eating that way? That was weird. And maybe all I can think of it was the design of the house. Like, but I still would think they could put the two tables together. But at some point that was decided, and it was weird as fuck to me that the women and the men were eating separate, all in the same house, just separate. That was, I don't know, that was just weird to me. But it worked out. So anyway, Heavenly says if she was with Eugene, she'd be fat as fuck. And maybe she would be, because I do remember her sharing photos of herself and she was very much bigger than what she is now. And they said that she didn't get this bad attitude until she lost all of that weight. And I don't know, because I think that she probably always had this attitude, okay? Big or small, I'm thinking that she had it all along. All right. Anyway, Anila says her house was obviously targeted, which causes Toya to look at Simone like she wants to laugh. And this is the second time, because they do a little cutaway where they show her when she says she feels targeted or whatever, or not targeted. When they called her on FaceTime, when Jackie called her on FaceTime, they did a cutaway and they showed Toya laughing then too when she was talking about it. And that very much is tacky. That's tacky Toya for your ass. So Simone asks, what did the police say? She says they're investigating and I have a PI. And I'm asking people to take a lie detector test. The lie detector test sounds like a colossal waste of time to me and harmful to friendships. If Anila asks if anyone thinks this was a setup, I don't know. I just don't understand the purpose of the lie detector test. That just seems like such a waste of time to me. Like, if somebody did have something to do with it, it's not like they're gonna agree to take the lie detector test. And then some people who don't have anything to do with it, they like me, I ain't got time. Like, that would be a waste of my time. So that's just silly. That little old thing right there, that I don't even like to use the word stupid, but that sound really stupid to me. I'm gonna ask people that I know to take a lie detector test. I don't know. I don't know if we missing something, but that just sounds really stupid. And then Anila does ask if anyone thinks that this was a setup by them. For what I'm saying. I guess to set themselves up to be robbed. And Toya says, I don't know. I don't know you, so I don't know what you would do. Which, that's bullshit. Anyway, Quad tells Anila to get out everything that she has to say. And Toya says, moving on. Quad said, moving on my ass. What's up? Now, I want Quad to calm down. I don't know where all this animosity is coming from, and she better not make me regret saying that she's like me and I'm like her, because I wouldn't do all of that. I don't understand where this animosity is coming from. Anyway, Simone points out that Toya and Quad are always getting into it, and I find that to be true. And I'd honestly like to know why. Like, seriously, I'd like to know why. Now, I'm wondering, as my brain just kind of goes over, a few of the seasons, was it the spam basket with Vienna sausages that Quad brought to Toya that broke the camel's back? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know she did that when they had them tax problems. When they first revealed they was having money problems. Quad came over her house. Toya welcomed her in, and Quad had a big old basket, and it had like spam and Vienna sausages in it, and I think cup of noodles or them Roma noodles in it. It had Roma noodles in it. And she said, "This is what y'all need to be eating instead of what y'all eating in order for y'all to be managing y'all money." It was something like that, and she was trying to be funny, but I truly believe that Toya and Eugene took offense to it. To which, honestly, I probably take offense to it too, a little bit, because that, you know what, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm honestly gonna tell you why. And y'all know, those of you who've been listening to me for a while know that I have like a chef background. All that food is very bad for you. And I would take offense to how bad it is for you. And I mean, I'm like, are you trying to send me to my grave giving me all this horrible food that's way opposite than healthy? Like, are you serious? That would be where I would take offense. But I would realize it was just a joke. But if she got, like, now for me, if she had got healthy snacks that were cheaper, then I probably would think it was funny. But getting all that horrible food, no ma'am. Anyway, so I really don't know what broke the camel's back with Toya and Quad, but something did. I can't put my finger on it, but I do feel like there's some jealousy there from Toya for Quad, um, when she belittles Quad's achievements. Okay, because Toya's always talking shit about Quad. And I didn't see this behavior from Toya until Quad was divorced, and Toya didn't want her going on trips anymore. Okay? Because she was like, these are couples trips, and she's not a couple. She shouldn't be here. She shouldn't be here. She was a real big advocate for Quad shouldn't be here. And they've been arguing ever since. And I've heard Quad tell Toya, you've been lying on me, and that was a few episodes back. But honestly, I'm like Phaedra when Phaedra said, "Fix it, Jesus." Okay, just fix it, Jesus. I don't want to see them argue. I really don't. Although I'm not a big fan of Toya and I am a fan of Quad, I don't like seeing, you know what, maybe I'm partial because I'm black. Okay, you guys, I'm a black woman, and I don't like to see black women arguing for what looks like no reason. Okay, now if they still want to argue and all that kind of stuff, they're gonna have to tell us the reason. And I really hope Andy, Dr. Heavenly has said that they done, they are done with the reunion, and the reunion was explosive. However, one thing I'm gonna say, I hope Andy at least tried to get to the bottom of what the heck is wrong, or what broke, and how can we fix the relationship with Quad and Toya. I'm just wondering, because I don't get it, and I need to know. At this point, I need to know, because Quad is always looking like she's ready to whoop Toya's ass, and I don't understand why. And Toya is always being a shade sniper in her comments. Okay, her confessional about Quad. And I don't understand, and it seems to get worse and worse and worse. But anyway, I'm not trying to make this a rant. Moving right along. Cut to Toya and Simone going outside to greet Scott and Contessa, pulling up and honking the horn. Jackie welcomes her to the relationship resuscitation retreat. Jackie says, "We are not having fun until we clear the air." Now let me tell y'all something. I'd be irritated. What you mean we not having fun until we clear the air, girl? Which is why Quad in her confessional said, "These are grown folks. How you gonna tell them they can't have fun?" Anyway, anywho, actually, Toya addresses Audra, but she's yelling, which was ghetto behavior in this calm setting that Jackie has created. All right. Now, I didn't see a reason for her to be yelling in that moment, which is why I called it ghetto. Why are you yelling? Everyone is sitting down. Everyone appears to be calm. Audra is calm, and that's the one you talking to. Everybody calm, cool, and collected, and you get all agitated, irritated, and start yelling. And by the looks of it, yelling so much where she wasn't even taking a break, and she's yelling questions. Why did you do that to me? Why did you do that to me? What made you do that to me? To which she was yelling even before that, and then just got louder and louder, to which Jackie had to say, calm down and allow her to answer your question. So it just, I don't know, that irritated me because that was too, I guess Toya was emotional and she let her emotions get to her. So that's what's irritating to me. I've always taught my daughter to have logic over emotion in most cases. I'm not saying to do it 100%, but use your logic over your emotions and that will serve you better in the end. And I guess Toya let her emotions get to her because she started hollering at the lady and spitting out the same questions over and over and over, not letting her even say a word, while the camera shows Audra just sitting there very calmly. So I didn't understand what was what. And then Quad, to top it off, Quad said, Anila, move, let me sit next to Toya. And I was like, okay, I was like, at first I was like, are you serious, Quad? Why you want to sit next to Toya? But then I'm like, okay, I think that happened right after Toya was getting hyphy. And I think Quad wanted to make sure that she did not jump up and run over to Audra. Because I am willing to bet that Quad knew Audra was pregnant already before she announced it to the group, what we saw on TV. Bet you she knew. And I'm willing to bet that Heavenly knew as well. Okay? Because those two seem to be the ones that Audra is talks to the most. And Heavenly is the one that, they claim like brought her on, Heavenly's friend or whatever. I bet you they knew. And what I saw was Heavenly on one side of Toya and Quad on the other side of Toya. And I guarantee you, the way I feel, I feel like I am 99.99% correct. I'm 99.99% sure that they wanted to make sure that Toya was not getting ready to jump up and attack her. Because it was Heavenly on one side and Quad on one side. And Quad even told Anila, move over and let me sit next to Toya. Now, when would she ever have wanted to do that? Ask yourself. Okay. And then we also see in that scene that Audra moves like further away. So I feel like, and Audra was cool as a cucumber, and we already know that she's pregnant because they said it in the last episode, so we know that. She has not announced it to the group yet, but the way that they did that, I know that they were sitting next to her because Dr. Heavenly and Quad, and she was yelling and talking crazy. If Toya had jumped up like she was getting ready to plunge, not plunge, but like run over there to Audra, they were gonna pull her down and get her. And so why would they do that? That would be because they know that Audra's pregnant and Audra ain't doing that. And Audra didn't do anything. So anyway, moving right along. I know I'm right, but moving right along. Now, while the women are doing that over there, the men decide to go downstairs and play pool, and they're betting. The loser has to go outside and do 10 push ups while it's snowing. And it's Cecil versus Martin. And it's funny because at first, Everybody was saying they suck so bad until Eugene is the one that brought up the bet. You know, the loser goes outside without a jacket in the snow and does 10 push-ups. And Cecil ends up losing and he does do the push-ups, but it was funny to me how they were kind of nonchalant until the bet was put on and then they got serious. Oh, that was cute. All right, but moving right along. Cut to the ladies, and Audra tells Toya she kept poking at her and she felt attacked. Toya did, and we all saw it. Okay. Okay. Now, Toya apologizes, and that's good. But first, she begins to cry as she reminisces about the fight she had with Mariah. Who? Mariah. Who? Mariah. Okay. Where? I don't know. No, anyway, I was gonna say, where is Mariah? All right, anyway. And she feared, okay, so let me back up. I was being silly. All right. Toya apologizes, which is a good thing. But first she begins to cry as she reminisces about the fight she had with Miss Mariah, and she feared that people would look at that and say she's not good enough for Eugene. I feel that's valid because we do see Eugene is a successful doctor who's always trying to calm Toya down. Okay? That's the vision overall that we're giving, but he doesn't realize his part in it. Okay? Because he's steady talking mess with her and pumps her up, which is why Contessa said he was the definition of a punk ass bitch. Okay? She said that. And here's my thing real quick. Here's my take on that. As a partner, okay? A partner or even a friendship, all right? Of course, a person, each of us will get upset and bothered and go off at, one point or another, all right? But a lot of times before there's an explosion, there's a build up. And we talk to people about that build up. If you have a partner, you may talk to your partner or your spouse. If you have a best friend, you may do it with your best friend. And those are all relationships, okay? And in any relationship, whether it's friendship, platonic, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever, you guys have got to balance each other. And that's what I don't see with Dr. Eugene and Toya, because when she's at home and we see her at home talking mess about the women, he be right there with her talking mess, which is why Contessa called him a punk ass bitch or messy ass bitch. And others have said that, and I'm not saying that, just in case one day Dr. Eugene listen to this, baby, or Toya. I'm not saying that. I'm just repeating what the ladies have said about your husband, okay? But I can see it. I see where they get it from, because he pumps you up. He pumps Toya up instead of what he needed to do is validate the feelings and then give her a different way to handle it. And so what we see as a result of that is when they get all out in public and stuff, and she acts up, then he wants to calm her down. You should have calmed her down at home, baby. Why would you let her get all out in public? Like, Toya is the one that she be saying when she about to do, I need to tell this person this, and this person said that, and I'm gonna get this person. And he be like, yeah, because woo. And then he was trying to get with, he was trying to fight, Dr. Karen. So they both, like, they belong together, okay? Because she said that she feared that with that fight that they were gonna say she's not good enough for Dr. Eugene. No, y'all both belong together, baby, sweetie, honey. Y'all belong together. So anyway, I was happy to hear Toya acknowledge that by putting Audra in a position to defend herself. She said that was me setting myself up, and that is not cool. That was great. That almost brought a tear to my eye. That was great. Okay. Self-awareness is the ultimate goal for every human being. Self-awareness. is it, okay? And too many times, too many people have too much pride to even apologize, whether it be for something small or something big. When you realize that you're wrong, you should apologize. And I didn't know that Toya had it in her, to be honest, but she did, which is great. Moving right along. And cut to Eugene cleaning the kitchen and letting us know he doesn't mind cooking, but he feels they should pitch in and clean up afterwards. And I agree. But I also think they should have hired staff so they wouldn't have to worry about that shit. Okay? I felt like they should have hired staff as soon as Toya walked in and said, "What room y'all got us at? Because y'all not going to put us next to the kitchen and be working my husband. My husband ain't going to spend all his time cooking." As soon as baby, let me tell you something. So let me calm down real quick. I don't like funky, like Simone said, stank-a-dank attitudes. That was stank-a-dank. For real. Attitude that Toya had. As soon as she walked in the door, she talking about, "You ain't gonna be having my husband cooking." Baby, let me tell you something. He wouldn't be cooking at all. I don't give a damn. He wouldn't be cooking at all. And I know he has said that he loved to cook. That's his calm space and all this stuff. Baby, we all gonna relax, and I'm not gonna have your wife talking shit to me. So I would have hired a chef and staff to clean. They do it. I ain't crazy. They do it all the time on these housewife franchises. They have staff. So I would have had staff, and we would not have had that conversation. And he wouldn't have to be upset that he cooked and nobody cleaned, because he would not have cooked. Somebody else would have cooked and somebody else would have cleaned, and we all would have just been relaxing because it was supposed to be like a getaway vacation for rejuvenation. Shit. In this nation. So no, we're not having that. She wouldn't have had no damn reason to be coming in stank a dank on me. And even if she thought she would have been chow. And she would have been owing me an apology, because I would have told her, "Girl, we got staff. Now you're gonna have to shut up on that. And don't come at me like that. Okay? Check yourself and your attitude at the door. You ain't coming at me like that." But anyway, and I probably would have said it nicer because I am a nice person, but I don't know, you guys. Lately, I've been meeting people where they at. I ain't got time. I be tired. So if you want to talk to me crazy, baby, let me tell you something. You can get it right back. You can get it right back instantly. And that's your choice. But anyway, no, I would have told her, "No, we ain't got to worry about that, girl. Bye." But he's right. He cooked, and he shouldn't even have to clean up. Now that's the truth. But I just really wish that they had planned this trip better. They could have had staff. I don't understand what's going on with Married to Medicine at all. Moving right along. The men go bowling, and for bowling, it was two teams. Team 1 was Curtis, Martin, and Kieran. Team 2 was Eugene, Scott, and Cecil. Team 2 whooped Team 1's ass. Okay? Team 2 won. After the game, the men seemed to clear the air about Kieran and Anila's break-in. Eugene wants to be clear that they had nothing to do with it and doesn't want to be accused of anything, and he said that's not what we do in this group. Okay, Eugene. Okay, Eugene. Okay, Eugene. Kieran said he doesn't believe they had anything to do with it and doesn't want to be accused of setting it up. Okay? Okay. So the air is cleared and we're moving on. Moving on to the ladies. Audra, Toya, and Anila are sitting at the table chit-chatting about Quad's party and everything that happened. Toya wants to know why Anila brought the girl to the party that was spreading the rumors. Anila said she was set up by Quad, and then her and Toya appear to make up. Now, I do not appreciate Anila saying she was set up by Quad. I do not appreciate that at all. And the way she said it was, she said that Quad told her to bring a +1, and that girl Zaina called her and said, "Hey, I was invited," and somehow Zaina saying, "Hey, I was invited," and Quad telling her to bring a +1, their editing makes it seem like that's what Anila is saying was the setup. I don't see how that's a setup because she brought +4. She brought 4. Actually, was it 5? Because they said she brought the whole neighborhood. There were 2 women from her neighborhood and her mom and dad and husband. So that's 5 people to my count. She says she was told to bring a +1. You brought 5. And then she cut to her saying she was set up because the girl called and said I was invited too. None of this makes sense. I don't know if it's editing. I'm just getting ready to, I'm not going to complain about editing tonight. I'm just going to go off of what I heard. And maybe this is why Dr. Heavenly had called Anila dingy in this episode and that she was too dumb to set up her own robbery. She too dumb for that. I didn't appreciate that comment, which is why I didn't mention it earlier. But as I'm speaking right now and thinking about Anila bringing 5 people with her, okay, she brought 5. And her saying that Quad told her she could bring a +1, and she brought 5. And then she cut to her saying like, oh, Zaina called me the day before and said I was invited too. And she's like, so I was set up. And then cut to Toya's confessional saying that is Quad. Quad will do something like that. How did Quad set Anila up? I'm not understanding what they're saying, and they both sound dumb. Anila sound dumb and Toya sound dumb, to be honest. To be honest, they both sound dumb to me. But we will move right along. Cut to the ladies getting body wraps while the others that are waiting were supposed to be getting foot massages, but that didn't happen for some reason. I don't know, but both groups had said, hey, I thought we were supposed to be getting foot massages. And another one was like, I thought we were supposed to have some attention over here too. Like, so it was 8 women and like 4 got body wraps at a time and they traded out. But while the other ones were not receiving body wraps, while the other ones were, they were supposed to be getting foot massages. And that didn't happen for whatever reason. So Contessa asks Jackie and Toya to rub her feet and she opens her legs in the shape of a V. And the men walk right in and ask, what the heck is going on here? And I'm going to tell you something. Dr. Scott asked Contessa, he said, so did you come to an orgasm? Did you have an orgasm? Did you climax? Because I know you like your feet being messed with. And I'm like, y'all nasty. Y'all nasty. Oh Lord. Continuing on. Cut to a good old Bravo montage, and they're getting dressed up for dinner. Heavenly is telling Daddy that she don't know what to do if they ask her about Contessa. He tells her, don't even worry about it, just have fun. And I like to say, that's what I'm talking about. That right there. When we compare how Dr. Damien responds to Dr. Heavenly's mess with the women and how Dr. Eugene responds to Toya's mess with the women, it's like night and day. Eugene act like he's here for the mess until his wife is about to get her ass beat. Dr. Damon, he's never here for the mess, and he's always telling Dr. Heavenly basically to turn the what other cheek. Okay, Daddy don't even feed into the bullshit, and he always encourages Heavenly not to do that as well. Now she does do it at times, but that is on her own volition, okay? Because she claims that's a part of her job. And it is. It is a part of her job, but not all of it. Not all of that mess is a part of her job, but some of it is a part of her job. So moving right along. Cut to the dinner. They all talk about their day and sex comes up. Because one of the men, I forgot, they asked Eugene why was his game so good, and he said, because I didn't get none last night. And And Toya, of course, chimes in and says, well, he got some today. And he said, yeah, we good, we good. But the conversation turns to sex at the dinner table. And they begin to compare girlfriend sex to wife sex. And some of them say that once you get married, the sex goes downhill. I personally don't know about that. Because if I ever were to get married, all I know is that it better not go downhill. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. To me, it should get better because your bond is stronger. So maybe I'm naive, I don't know, but I don't understand the once you get married, sex goes downhill. That sounds absolutely nuts to me. Now, I'm not married, so I don't know, but that's a no. That's a no. I can't even imagine. Like, why would it go downhill? Like, Dr. Simone was saying, and this is the thing, Dr. Simone, which let me say this real quick. She was voted most bland on Watch What Happens Live with They Sex Life by Dr. Heavenly because you know Andy is messy and he asks who do you think has the most boring, or I think he said bland, sex life, and she said Simone and Cecil. I can see why, because Dr. Simone in this episode said, excuse me, at the very end my voice be want to go out, y'all, but Dr. Simone said, yeah, well, when you a girlfriend, you be doing things, and then when you a wife, you ain't got to do nothing. Okay, well, that's all wrong, because then that could also make your spouse feel like the same way. Like, it could make your man feel like he need to do some things, and then once he got you, then he ain't got to do it no more. That's bullshit. Now, that's bullshit. If I ever heard bullshit, that's bullshit. Okay, okay, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. That's bullshit. Okay, now that's not gonna work. So I don't understand why that conversation went that way, but a whole lot of them seem to be on that same consensus of, yeah, when you get married, your sex life goes down. Bullshit, bullshit. No, it should not. No, it should not. It, to me, it should only heat up more. Anyway, with that being said, baby, we are at the end. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. And tune in again. All right. And I just want to remind you guys that I am also reviewing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Their reunion is coming up. I got a special guest, baby. Tune in, okay? You will not want to miss it. You won't want to miss this. My special guest has been waiting to talk about it. All right. All right. And so tune in to that too. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful week. Be sure to wash your hands because that stuff is still out there. All right. The C19 and the monkey stuff. So just wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. And if you can't get to a faucet and soap, then sanitize, 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 sanitize. Okay. Anyway, live your best life and enjoy your week. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much for your support, and bye.